welcome back to quarantine. Today I'm going to take you through meal time. So it is dinner on day 4, even though this is a day 5 video. I'm going to start with dinner on day 4. Someone has just knocked on my door, and it's just after 7 o'clock. Dinners get served between 6 and 8 p.m., and generally I find it sometime after 7 that I get it. So the door knock has come, and this is my dinner. So it's sitting out in the hallway, where there's a chair and a tray, which we're not supposed to move, that sit in front of the door. So bringing my dinner in, I already have my plate and my wine ready. I can't remember what tonight's dinner is. It's a set menu, and they do publish it online that we can look at. So I'll just quickly open this up and I'll be reminded maybe. So it's barramundi tonight. It's a grilled barramundi. So these are the containers that comes in, just sort of a biodegradable cardboard in the container. And we have the rest of my dinner in this box, which is some fruit, some sort of a little pie dessert, a roll, and water. So I will end up plating this up, pouring some wine, and getting out my cutlery, and that's going to be dinner. And I'll come back later. And so here we are, all plated up for dinner with my grilled barramundi, some wild rice, some carrots, and a roll. And for dessert, I'll cut up a lime as well to squirt over that melon. And I've got my water and my wine over there as I sit in my room and stare out the window at my view for dinner. Dinner with a view, nothing like it. And I will just say, bon appetit. So I've just had a knock on the door, Saturday morning, day 5 in quarantine. And it's breakfast. So we'll bring it on into the room and see what we have. So most of my breakfasts tend to be continental breakfasts and come in a box like this, and usually have a yogurt, a juice, little milk, and a thing of cereal. The 2 boxes I have here, I'm collecting the cereals and the milks, and I'll donate them to a food bank when I get out because I don't really like that. This morning is a special treat, however. So we've got, looks like an egg McMuffin, bacon and egg muffin, and some hash browns. So that's exciting. I'll plate those up and have those for sure. And still have the standard yogurt that I get every morning. I'm going to save that in my fridge. And again, move my bag, a fruit juice that we, this morning it's not a fruit juice, it's more like a smoothie. Oh, it's guava and apple. So that's not bad. Cutlery that I don't use, the plastic disposable and the wooden spoon, I just save all those. And what do we have here? Some ketchup for the hash browns. So that's cool. In the meantime, I have called down to the desk, and they are going to be delivering me ice shortly. And what I will be doing with that is getting out my chopping board, slicing up my mango, and getting out my hand blender. So into the hand blender will go mango, yogurt, ice, and a bit of water, and I'll be making my morning mango smoothie as always. I will be back when I'm ready to plate up. So now we're all plated up, ready to go. I've decided to save my juice for later because that mango smoothie is huge. Hash browns and a bacon and egg muffin. Looks like a good breakfast, and a bit of a gray, gloomy day out there, but hey, I can still see the harbor, and I will be enjoying that view with my breakfast, and I'll see you at lunch. There's been another knock on the door. It's lunchtime. Before I get to lunch, thought I'd just give you a quick update for those not living in Australia. The media tends to overhype Australia cases whenever there's a little outbreak because we go so long with nothing. And so, like I had mentioned yesterday, we've been almost a month without a local case, or a cluster at least, in Sydney or New South Wales. And if there's a city that's most vulnerable to having a cluster, it's probably Sydney, because we do have the most international travelers coming in, and there is sometimes leakage through the quarantine hotels or through air flight crews. So that appears to be what's happened. There's a case that they've done genome sequence testing. It appears to be a virus strain from the US that has appeared in the northern beaches, and over the last 3 days, there have now been 42 or 41 cases diagnosed. Yesterday, everyone was asked to stay at home. It was a voluntary lockdown. 14 of 17 gyms closed down voluntarily through to Sunday. And lots of cafes and restaurants also closed down voluntarily. So everyone was doing the right thing. Lots of people came forward for testing in that area, lineups out the door. And then today, with the extra cases that were diagnosed overnight, they've now made it a mandatory lockdown until Wednesday. And that includes wearing masks everywhere but in your own home when you're indoors. So that's what's going on there. Again, fingers crossed that they've come down very quickly on this, and they're taking a lot of restrictions and measures right away, and the public seems to be just fine with doing that. There's no protesting like you see in North America about our rights or anything. Places of worship and churches closed down for the weekend, and that's all good. So if it means that we don't have to have prolonged restrictions and we just clamp down really hard, really quickly, then so be it. So fingers crossed that this works. The contract tracers get on top of it. One of the cases went to a gym and has exposed several hundred people apparently, so now there's a lot of work to do there from a contact tracing standpoint, but they are very specific. They tell us exactly where everyone's been at what time, so that part's good. The contact tracers are doing their job. So let's get on to lunchtime. So like I say, they did knock on the door a little bit ago. And I did look at the menu ahead of time. Where's the camera? There we go. So, picking up my salad and my lunch. Yeah, I just dropped my salad upside down. So, there we go. Sorry, the focus wasn't very good there. But what we have for today is a salad on a salmon on a Greek salad. A little mixture of nuts. Usually get a piece of fruit with the lunch, which I usually save for my cocktail hour, along with things like nuts. Sometimes it's cheese and crackers. Yesterday it was potato crisps, more cutlery. So I usually save things like the nuts and the fruit for my cocktail hour later on in the afternoon. Since dinner doesn't come until after 7, it's nice to have that little snack later on. So I will be plating up this. Lunches, for whatever reason, don't come with anything to drink, but that's okay. I usually will either make myself a cold infusion of raspberry cranberry tea, given to me by my friend Louise, which was awesome, or else I will have a ginger beer. I think today will be a ginger beer, which were also brought to me by Louise at my request for use here in the hotel. So I will show you plated up. That's the final meal of these videos. So because the salads come in these nice little round containers that fit onto my plate quite nicely, plating up lunch is pretty easy. The salads have been really good so far, so I quite like it when there's a salad with protein for lunch, and I have chosen ginger beer as my beverage of choice. The day has not gotten any better out there, still very gloomy and a little bit rainy out there, but I still like my view, so it's all good. See you tomorrow for day 6 of quarantine.